Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Tony Martini Show, my 50-year journey. My name is Aaron Phillips. That is Ricky Cash, and that is an empty seat, Cash.
Well, you know what happens. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
And when it comes to Tony Martini, we don't want to mess around, if you know what I'm talking about. No, Tony is actually home. He had a great holiday because he was around family, but he did spend 3 days in bed while he was in San Diego, not feeling well.
Well, you know, this time of year with the weather that it's been from California all the way now across the country to the devastation in the East Coast, I'm not surprised that he was in bed.
No, so Tony, we know you're listening. It's turning into, the chest and the cough, and so he's just being cautious, but he is relying on you and I with Francesca, who will be joining us here in a few minutes, to carry on the tradition of the Tony Martini Show. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you this notebook. This is what I call the Tony Martini notebook, and he has filled it with stuff for us to make sure we talk about tonight.
Filled it, huh?
Filled it.
Okay.
At least the first couple of pages.
That's good.
So anyway, so we thank you for joining us. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. Hopefully everybody had a good holiday. And next time we talk to the audience, 2011 will be on the calendar.
The new decade.
The new decade, 2011. Man, I just got used to writing 2010. My goodness. Well, listen.
I just stopped writing 2009.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. If you have any questions or any comments that you'd like to make, we ask that you email them into info@radiozone1, that's the number 1.com. I was going to bring up what you and I did earlier today, but I think that's better served for tomorrow.
I think we'll save it till tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll save it.
You know, we need to plug Vegas Unwrapped anyway. So
we are getting a show here in the studio for Miss Francesca, who's dancing, and we see her sisters here, and we can see where the beauty runs in the family. Isn't that true?
No question.
No question. I don't know where the husband got lucky here, but certainly between the ladies, he got very lucky.
That's the husband?
That's Francesca's husband.
Oh, okay, but that's not the sister's husband.
No.
We're alive and well with the sound of music.
We have a chance. Hey, listen, on a serious note about music, the show, Tony's song, I've Gotta Be Me. I got an email today, and I want to share this with you, so I'm going to forward it to you later on. A friend of mine sent me a top 100 list of Jewish songs written by Jewish or sung by or some affiliation with the Jewish heritage, and I've Gotta Be Me, believe this or not, was number 93 on the list. And when you click on it, it takes you to Sammy Davis, which we talked about last week.
Right.
Okay? And I'll tell you what, I played it, and here's why it's on the list, because Sammy Davis, for those who do not know this, was a converted to Judaism.
Yes, he did.
And so it was given we're getting, man, if only burlesque were still alive in Las Vegas.
Focus, Phillips.
I'm sorry, well, I'm facing the window. Anyway, so yeah, because Sammy Davis converted, they classified that as a Jewish-related song.
Very nice.
And I actually linked it up onto my Facebook page. But I'll tell you, as much as I loved Sammy, and we talked about him last week doing his songs, I'll tell you what, I'll take Tony's version of I Gotta Be Me over that one. Not by much. But I'll tell you, it was a classic.
Tony himself, if he was sitting next to us,
would tell me I'm nuts.
Would tell you you're nuts.
I know, but
because he thought Sammy was the most dynamic performer in that song. With him doing a tribute to it, honors him more than anything else. By the way, you might want to bring that list tomorrow night. I'd like to make it.
I will do that.
Be an interesting late night topic.
I will do that.
Vegas Unwrapped.
Thank you. That's a great idea. And also, too, in the newspaper here in Vegas this past week was a 2010 review. So I think tomorrow we're going to be doing some review stuff for the year, because I know you have a question posted out there. And maybe if we get a chance, we'll talk to Tony off air and get his input on what his favorite 2010, I think you used the word precious moment,
yeah.
So hopefully we'll get some feedback on that. All right, so tonight, here's what we got on board for Tony Martini Show. And again, we're going to try to do our best to fill in. We're going to have Francesca. She is here live with us tonight. Last week she was a little under the weather, but she is here live. And she brought her guitar with her. You know what a guitar?
Her guitar?
Her guitar.
Her guitar.
Her guitar.
It must be her guitar.
Yes, her guitar. So we're going to hear a song from her live, as well as a song off of her CD, as long as we know what the cuts are. And I know they took care of that for us. We're going to hear some more music from Tony. So we're actually going to do a lot of music tonight, which
that's us. Truly,
Okay?
yes.
And we're going to do that
And
tonight.
we're not going to do any of the
No,
music.
we're not doing any of
Very
this.
good.
No, not us.
And I think we're in great shape.
Absolutely, and I promise I won't even sing
Hey,
to any
you know,
of
it's
this.
okay. You know, I have to admit, I'm getting used to it. As 2010 comes to a close.
I actually have to share this with you, speaking of singing, and I really may need Tony's help on this, because
Okay.
Super Summer Theater, right?
Coming up this summer.
Coming up this year, you know what one of the plays are this year?
No, I have no idea.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, you got to be kidding
And
me.
you know one of my, no, that's not one of the songs, it's
Oh.
I Gotta Be Me.
Oh, okay.
Not I Got to Be Kidding Me.
I thought you were kidding somebody else.
Well, I'm gonna be kidding somebody. I have it on good authority that I'm being urged to literally try out for my all-time favorite role. Of course, someday I always kid about the fact that I'd love to play Tevye someday. And I'm gonna be urged to actually go for a tryout, which would lead to good radio someday.
Good radio would make great TV.
Well,
Great documentary.
yeah, exactly. How somebody with no skills can get on and do this. So I really may need Tony's help to really do that. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you since we're talking about things. So we're going to talk about also some projects that Tony has regarding Francesca.
Oh, that's good, because a lot of people have been asking me
Amen.
off the air, what are some of the, and I try to get Tony to give me that
No.
information. You know, he was so tight-lipped about that. I wanted to get some information as to where we're going to see Francesca, where we're going to hear her during 2011. And boy, he's a good producer. He didn't give too much
No,
information.
and I got it only 30 minutes before showtime. So this way we're ready to go. So I have news about that. Just, you know, all kinds of stuff. A new segment Tony wants to kick off next week, which we'll share about. So we got a lot of unwrapping to do on this show.
Okay, that's a shameless plug, ladies and gentlemen, for Vegas Unwrapped Wednesday night here at Radio Zone 1
Well,
at 8 p.m.
Not too shameless, because anytime we can get it out there, we certainly will do that. So, all right. Man, I'll tell you, Tony, we feel lost without you here, man, but we're going to do the best that we can. info@radiozone1.com. Send in your comments, questions, queries, innuendos, pseudonyms, homonyms, antonyms. You want to sing a hymn, that's fine, whatever you want to do. So, all right.
Haven't heard that in a while.
I know. Any words of wisdom before we go into our first break and bring Francesca in to join us?
No, actually, yes. You know, again, we talked about it last week, and I think that we shouldn't miss out on the fact that, you know, we all cherish this time of year and are thankful to our, you know, troops all over the world. And I think that once the quote Christmas holiday or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa passes,
The holiday season.
it kind of ends there. I'm going to come back now and say Happy New Year to all these guys and gals.
Absolutely.
Because we want 2011 to be a year that they accomplish their goals, stay safe, and ultimately come home.
Absolutely. I think it's a great thought. So Happy New Year to all those around the world listening to us, whether you're in a foxhole or doing the foxtrot. We thank you for listening and want to wish you the best of 2011. Okay, we come back on the other side. We're going to have Miss Francesca
Live.
joining us live here in studio, doing a song, and who knows what else. You're listening to the Tony Martini Show, my 50-year journey with Phillips and Casio at RadioZone1.com. Stay right there.